Guys, what's going on? Hello and welcome to Cereal at Midnight. In this episode, we're talking about a sale that's happening right now at ClassicFlix.com. ClassicFlix is a label, a distributor that I have championed over and over in the past. They're one of my favorites because they are sincerely saving movie and entertainment history. They're the people behind the Little Rascals restorations, the ClassicFlix restorations. We've got 5 volumes so far, and there's a 6th on its way. They're also doing great things with the Abbott and Costello catalog. I just love these guys, and I love the preservation. So much of this stuff can easily slip through the cracks when it's not a priority for a studio. You know, Warner Brothers is pretty good about preserving their catalog, and Universal and places like this, but then there's still so much stuff that it's just fallen through the cracks. And ClassicFlix is committed to saving a lot of this stuff. And there's something that I want you to know about is during this sale, this is a great time for you to pick up 10 titles that are licensed from MGM that are about to go out of print. Or pretty much they are out of print, and this is your last chance to get them. If you're following what's going on with MGM in the news, it's a tumultuous time. It's a tumultuous time in the industry in general, but for MGM and what's going on with Amazon and all this stuff, everything's in flux right now. And these 10 titles are going out of print for ClassicFlix, and who knows if they'll ever see another release again. Don't want to lead with fear. Fear is not a reason to do what we do. We do it out of love. But if you do want these movies, we're going to talk about them one by one. If you do want these movies, then this is your chance to get them. I got the email right here on it's a post and an email. I'm signed up to the mailing list. Hopefully you are too. But I'm going to just read some of these titles here. It says, 5 years ago today, the label started with Another Man's Poison, starring Betty Davis. And now they're celebrating 5 years with 50% off, at least on most releases. So several titles are in this sale for the first time. The Abbott and Costello Show Season 1, which I love. It's hilarious, and it's just magic. We've talked about this I think this is the 3rd or 4th time I'm talking about this on the channel. So this is on sale for the first time. Also, another one that I really love, Black Magic. I'm a huge, well, I'll keep it short because that's not the point. But I'm discovering the other Orson Welles, right? You got Citizen Kane, you've got Touch of Evil, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff in between. And that's the kind of movies like this have really kind of been, I don't want to say obscure, but I think maybe that's the case. I've got a review for this at CerealAtMidnite.com, and check that out. But this is now on sale as well for the first time. The Little Rascals ClassicFlix Restorations Volume 3 and 4. That's Take My Money GIF. That's where this comes from. And then let's see, that's number 3 and that's number 4. And I've gotten them out of order now. I'll have to fix that later. And then the O. Henry Playhouse, the complete series Volume 1. I don't have that here on hand, but that's on sale for the first time too. But the 10 titles that are going out of print with MGM, I've got the stack here. These are the 10 titles, and we're going to talk about them. So Along Came Jones. It's Gary Cooper and Loretta Young. William Demarest, Dan Duryea. I hear it so many different ways. Duryea. I'm going to say Duryea. Casanova Brown, Gary Cooper, Teresa Wright. With Frank Morgan. Frank Morgan fans, raise your hand. Love that guy. MGM Contract Player. Crime of Passion. I'm trying to do these in order. I got my list here. Crime of Passion from 1957. Barbara Stanwyck, Sterling Hayden, and Raymond Burr. You guys, that's a cracking little cast list. I'll show you the back of these two. I should be showing you the backs. I'll show you the back of these two. So here's Along Came Jones. You'll see some of these don't have a ton of special features, but that's because, remember, ClassicFlix is pretty much doing this, they're financing this stuff with the sales of the units that they've sold, and so it's not like it's a very small company doing their absolute best just to save the movies. So you're not going to see a ton of special features, but sometimes these things do end up being loaded. Down Three Dark Streets. This one is particularly a favorite of mine because it's Broderick Crawford, tough guy, Broderick Crawford, and Ruth Roman, the gorgeous Ruth Roman. show you the back of that. Let's see. Down 3 Dark States, 5 Steps to Danger. Ooh, this is based on a novel, and I've read the novel as well, and it's a lot of fun too. So Ruth Roman, Sterling Hayden, 1957. I'll show you the back here. And again, I think I've made the point clearly enough. But again, these are MGM titles. They're out of print now. If you want them, you got to get them right now. This is this is amazing. This is He Walked by Night. This is a film noir that was shot it was lensed cinematography by John Alton, who is just a legend. And so they released, hold on, let me gather. Here we go. It's like, how did I order this stuff? So He Walked by Night, T-Men, and Raw Deal were issued individually in loaded special editions with commentaries, specific. Let's stick with He Walked by Night because that's the one that's going out of print or is out of print. Commentary by Alan K. Rhodey and film historian Julie Kirgo. Below the Surface, He Walked by Night. That's a documentary about the movie, a 24-page book, absolutely loaded. So this is like poof right now. Okay, so one of the things that I need to tell you is that, if I can find it, where did I put it? Is that ClassicFlix has compiled these. I found it. ClassicFlix has compiled these 3 film noir into this one package, and no special features, just the movies. Just the movies on one Blu-ray. But because He Walked by Night is going out of print, now this is also going out of print. So get it while you can. We've talked about all this stuff before. Again, this is probably the 5th or 6th time we've talked about some of these movies. So if you've been with us for a while, you already know. Hopefully you've already bought it. But if you've been sleeping on it, if you've been putting it off, now's the time to bite. Because this stuff's going away. There's a note here. Also, because our John Alton Film Noir collection contains He Walked by Night, it too is out of print. There's consideration that maybe some of these others may get a future pressing, but that's not a given in any way. Do it. If you want it, you got to do it. Let me pick back up my list where I was. It's About Time, the complete series. Was it 65? I want to say. I'm looking for the year here. I don't see it here. 66. Okay. Fun series. It's About Time. It's a 4-disc set. It's the complete series. They put, I think, about 5 to 6 episodes on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes per disc. It's DVD. It's not a Blu-ray. This is a DVD. But don't let that cause you to miss out. This has a bunch of special features too. Brand new featurette, memories from the set, an interview with Pat Carty, who played Breer on It's About Time. All right. The Killer is Loose. Now, I'm a huge fan of this one. It's another tight little, 80 minutes? 73 minutes. Directed by Bud Bedecker. Now, again, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that I love Bud Bedecker. And he's mostly known for his Western work, but he did other kinds of movies, and it's great to see this. It's noirish. I'm going to say it's probably a film noir. It's a crime movie for sure. Joseph Cotton, Rhonda Fleming. Always great to see Rhonda Fleming in anything, and Wendell Corey. But Bud Bedecker is your key there. But Bud Bedecker is, of course, the director of those Randolph Scott westerns from the 1950s, the Renown cycle that I and so many other movie talkers. I was trying not to inflate myself. Movie critics and people like that who they really love those movies because there's so much in them. And there's a lot here too. This was one of those things that was just shot in a short shooting schedule and for very little money. It's amazing to see what these movies were made with and then how they have stood the test of time. So I definitely don't want anybody to miss out on that. Or The Noose Hangs High, Abbott and Costello. some people, again, we've talked about some of this stuff before. People say like, well, Abbott and Costello, that's in the Universal set, right? No, this is not. This is licensed from MGM. This is a movie that Abbott and Costello made at MGM, or it's under the MGM umbrella, and it's not going to be on that big Universal box set, the DVDs or the Blu-rays. So if you want The Noose Hangs High, if you want to complete your Abbott and Costello collection, first of all, you got to get the TV series, and you got to pick this up as well. And it's great. It's been done extremely well. This stuff looks gorgeous. If you care about video quality, which I think most of us do, pop that off. So you don't want to miss this stuff. This is. I see a lot of people that say, I've been thinking about buying from ClassicFlix and I haven't done it yet. Where should I start? Or things like that. I get those comments fairly regularly. Or like, oh, The Little Rascals, that's cool. I'll wait. But you can't wait. You can't wait on this. And then the 10th title is Tomorrow is Forever. Claudette Colbert and Orson Welles again. My man Welles. I need an Orson Welles t-shirt. And Natalie Wood's in this too. Isn't she? Natalie Wood's in this. Yeah. 1946. So that's just where you want to start. Okay, so there's other things. Do we go through these one by one? I don't know that we have to, but let's do it. Let's go through this other stuff real quick. So I don't have a complete ClassicFlix collection, but I have an extensive ClassicFlix collection. I love this one because I'm a huge Joan Blondell fan and Humphrey Bogey and Blondell. I almost knocked the stack over with my elbow. Bogey and Blondell are like pre-code, well, just 30s. Joan Blondell is like the pre-code queen. I love Joan Blondell. And then Bogey getting his start, see those early movies, Petrified Forest, all that stuff. I just love this stuff. Merrily We Live. Oh, this is a good one, you guys. The Man Who Watched Trains Go By. If you like tense little noirish, really just little thrillers. Again, short, 80 minutes. How many times do I have to say this? When you see what people can accomplish in 70 minutes or 80 minutes, and you're left with like your hair blown back, and you're like, wow. It's hard to watch a 3-hour movie after that, because you're like, well, we got to watch the guy walk to the bathroom, and then we hear the water running, and you couldn't cut that? It changes your perspective when you start to dig into these older movies, and you see just the power of everything. Here's another Abbott and Costello, Africa Screams. There's a video about that here on this channel. Out of the Blue. Oh, this is another one that I really enjoy. Still little paper still left on that, little shrink wrap still left on that. Zenobia. This is Hardy without Laurel. This is Hardy with Harry Langdon. There was a period where they had kind of done some other things. It's 1939. Anyway, it's good stuff. It's the movie with the elephant, right? Some of you guys know. I should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers. It's The Night in Casablanca, with a ton of cool bonus features. And then we get into the DVD stuff, and you might be like, DVDs, I don't know. But I'm telling you, man, there's some really good stuff in here. And I would give my highest, you know what? I'm going to save them for last. We're going to end on that high note. The Streamliners collections, I don't have all of these. I think I've got volumes 1 through 3. I think there's 6, so I need to get the other 3. The Streamliners collections, volume 1 is the Tracy and Sawyer military comedies. Volume 2 is the Westerns. And volume the 3rd is the taxi comedies. The premise behind these was that Hal Roach was seeing the changes in the market, so he was like, let me make shorter movies. 22 Streamliners made between 1941 and 1948. And they run, I'm looking to see if it says, they're short, I think it's been a while since I popped these in, but I want to say they're around an hour. And the idea was like, get them in, get them out, more showtimes, more revenue, all that, cha-ching. Which is weird to see how in modern Hollywood they've gone the opposite direction. They're like, longer movies, fewer showtimes, higher ticket prices. Whatever works. But does it work? I don't know. All right, so my highest recommendation goes to the complete Thelma Todd and Patsy Kelly collection. You know I love Thelma Todd. Vanessa Bettino and I have a video about Thelma Todd. Was she murdered? What's the story there? It's that video has really caught on, and it's doing very well because everybody loves a mystery. The lovely Thelma Todd, dead long before her time, and there's a whole story behind it. But the art that she left behind is worth appreciating. She was just fantastic. So these are hilarious. These are laugh out loud funny. And then the complete PRC Mike Shane, the Michael Shane mysteries. Hugh Beaumont was Michael Shane. Now, there have been other Michael Shane movies with other studios. Pardon me. This is the PRC, the Producers Releasing Corp, Poverty Row version, the continuation. Some of this stuff start with an A picture, and then like 2 later, they're like, let's make it a B picture with less money. And then before you know it, it's Poverty Row, like just grinding them out dirt cheap. Such as the Mike Shane stuff with Hugh Beaumont, who would go on to be Ward Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver. But before that, he had a pretty interesting career. And it's a joy for me. And there's a restoration comparison on here. These look, compared to when you see what they did look like and how the film is like chewed up and warped and stuff, like you just see it, rolling, and it's like pulling away. This stuff was dying. This stuff was literally being lost. It was degrading and eroding and disintegrating. And no more because of ClassicFlix. So we vote with our wallets. We vote with our dollars. Show ClassicFlix some support and some love because they are doing... They're doing the Lord's work, man. I gotta say, this is a very Kevin Smith kind of... There's a big bucket of win for ClassicFlix, man. They're doing great stuff, and I love them. They're near and dear to my heart, and I champion them every time I get a chance. This sale, their 5th anniversary, and your last chance to pick up some of this stuff. Some of it may already be gone. I don't know. I hope that you are able to get what you want. But ClassicFlix, if you do head over there, I don't know, maybe if you get a chance, let them know that CerealAtMidnite sent you. I don't know if there's like a box or something, but just let them know if you can that you appreciate this coverage and that this meant something to you, because I really want to elevate the companies that are doing such good work that maybe is not at the forefront of the conversation. And there's only so much oxygen in the room, and so much of it is being taken by the majors, by these, super duper limited collectible editions and, the lenticular covers and all the gimmicks and stuff like that. 1,000 copies available right now. Limit 5 per customer. Okay, thanks. ClassicFlix is doing something completely different, and I love them for it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Do you have any favorites? Have you discovered any movies through this label, through this line that you want to share with other people? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below and celebrate the classics. Guys, thanks. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.